You want me to hit like a...
I mean, the whole album has a special place, you know, in my heart in different times of my life, so.
And I remember a time when hip-hop was the only thing I'd spend my time on, making the rhyme better. Every line was designed to be clever. Sugar Hill, Curtis Blow was my first inspiration, and my tape deck played loud in the bass.
As a writer, I wasn't inspired for a lot of years. When I stopped doing it back in the mid-90s, I just didn't have the inspiration to write. And so I did a song with my brother, and he had me feature on one of his songs. After it, I felt really good. You know, the song came out good, and I was excited about it, so I just got inspired to do an album.
Papa?
Yeah, baby.
I didn't know you used to rap.
Yeah, you know. Papa used to get down back in my day. That was a long time ago, though.
Tell me about it.
Well, all right, you want to hear a little something? I got a story to tell.
With my journey, it went from me living, you know, not in New York or the East Coast, but, you know, hip-hop back then was all East Coast, you know, so no matter where you lived, if you did music, hip-hop anyway, you wanted to sound like you were from New York. But, you know, I was born in Kentucky, in Louisville, you know, so coming up, when I start writing, at the time I started writing, we had moved to Ohio, so I lived down the road from Roger Zapp's studio. And I remember, like, at 9 years old, 8 years old, playing football out in the field. In their studio, they had speakers that played outside. So whenever you were out there playing, you can listen to the music that they were recording, you know. And then we had that. My father played guitar. My mom, she wrote songs and sang. So we used to all sit by the floor model turntable stereo system, you know, and write songs every Friday. The first record I think I heard, or at least one of the first couple I heard, was Curtis Blow. These Are the Breaks. I sang that song for hours. I first started writing because of that song.
My resume's official, the L will run through you. Back and forth and back and forth, we go back and forth and back and forth, we go back and forth and back and forth, we go back and forth and back and forth, we go back and forth and back and forth, we go back and forth and back and forth, yeah.
And this was all in Ohio, so Ohio already had that funk thing going on. That's what it was known for. You know, Ohio players, the OJs, all of those cats, you know, that were from around that area. You know, but when I heard the hip hop part of it, that's when I first started writing, like 9, 10 years old. He's writing his lyrics, pencil and paper. He don't need to be saying it too loud. It's more of a, I'm Larry P. When you write lyrics, you're writing them, but you're not saying it out loud because you don't want people around you to hear you. So put I'm Larry P in the place to be.
I'm Larry P in the place to be.
All right, let me hear what you got. Real quick here. You know, as a parent, you just want the best for your kids, you know? I need to come up here and catch him rapping. I tell this story all the time, and me and my father has talked about it. He didn't personally care for it too much. Yo, how come you're not doing your homework? And then I want him to, like, mumble some shit. Like, after I leave, close the door, goes back up. You better be getting your homework done. Close the door. Still, that's short. Then I want him to say, man, one day I'm going to make it. Some shit like that. Then it's going to go into the, you know what I'm saying? All right. Come on, Mikey. Larry, I thought you was up here doing your homework. You up here rapping. Man, you better get that homework done, man, so you learn something. No, you got to say it like this. Listen, I just yelled at you, right? And then all your shit, and I went outside. And then you're going to say it like, man, I'm going to make it. I'm going to be big.
Yeah, one day I'm gonna be big. I'm gonna make it.
I like that. All right. So do you need the door closing again? But I love him for what he did. You know, I tell that story, and some people might look at it as a negative. And I look back on that now as, you know, yeah, I took it as motivation. But he only wanted what was best for me, you know. And he didn't want me to just follow some pipe dream.
Oh yeah, It's LA Love. About to put my foot in this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? It's a West Side thing, nigga. Yeah. Haters gon' keep hating. A bitch gon' keep taking. A player gon' keep playing. Bangers gon' keep banging. But tonight it's all love cause I'm taking my crew to the West Side.
I had a whole style in how I did things, but then we moved to California and it was on a whole different level. It was funk, but it was more syncopated rhythms, you know. The content was different too, you know. It was beginning of the gangster era, you know. Talking like 82, I think, is when we moved to California. So I had to change the whole game up, but my influences were from all over the place, you know. So as we moved out there and as I got a little older, you know, we were listening to the West Coast cats. You know, Too Short was probably my first gangster rapper that I heard, because his music was out, you know, before NWA. We were hearing his underground tapes, you know, way back in the day. You know, and then of course NWA and all that when it came out. So my whole content was crazy. But I moved back and forth. So we lived in California till like, I don't know, probably my freshman year, going into my sophomore year of high school. And then we moved back to Louisville and kept writing. But again, it just changed up. My influence was West Coast at that point, but then I went back. Now the crazy thing about it is, you know, we lived in Kentucky, which is the South, but Southern music wasn't popular. In fact, if you sounded country, you know, they boo you off stage. So everyone had to sound like they were from New York. But I was kind of caught in that middle because I kind of sound country being from Kentucky. I had a West Coast flow, but I like East Coast beats. But the cool thing about it is I was able to follow hip hop from the beginning, from the East Coast side of it, as it progressed to the West Coast. And I was out there during that time, you know, and then coming back to the South before the South music started popping. So the first half of the album really is dedicated to my past. It starts from like 1978 when I first started listening to hip hop, all the way up to today. And the second half of the album is dedicated to my present, you know. There's a lot of tracks that mean a lot to me. Well, every track on the album means a lot to me. But one of my favorites, I guess, is going to be the one I do with my son. Coming out of retirement and doing an album is a full circle moment, and especially to have my son on the feature. You know, that means a lot to me. So the song's pretty deep. It's going to start off with my verse, and I'm already dead, so it's like a letter to him that he's reading.
Hey son, if you're reading this, you grown now on your own now, man. I'm gone if you're reading this. So many things that I want to say to you. I'm proud that you are my kid. You were born and my life changed. I wasn't prepared for the life change. All I knew is that I couldn't fail in life, man.
You know, being a single dad, and he's the reason I left music, which was a good thing, and I don't regret it. You know, I wanted to raise him.
Out late trying to get it, so when you wake up, I can give you that. Didn't have a lot, but I gave it to you. Single father, me and you against the world, kid. Every day was a struggle, we made it through. And I hope you forgive me for all my sins, yeah. Made mistakes in my life, but I fought so you had a fair chance to win.
OGSEASON coming to you soon. My story right here on paper.
That's real.
Reading this clouded my eyes. All I needed was a little more time. Just the other day, you was on the phone line talking about when I was 9. Moved to the state where the sun gon' shine, right? I had to keep you alive, right? It's wrong that you gone, right? Cause I'm still here, pop saying you're not, right? Every son need a pops. Every son need a pops. To give y'all this love that I got. Cause this love don't stop.
Yo, this is a little teaser. OGSEASON coming out September 17th, 2017. LA Love, let's hit it. Boom. I wrote the album and I'm doing the album with a lot of help. O-Rap Studios, obviously, my brother, Stupid Genius, Mr. B. You have a longer one?
Right after that, like boom.
because I want everything to be right on top of each other. As soon as I finish, it's gonna be. Just cut out that last thing right there.
Yeah, I like that too. That's cool, by the way, bro.
Nah, he reproduced the LUV shit. That shit is dope.
That really puts me in that vibe, bro.
And I rap to it like that. It's like on that.
Oh yeah, it's been a long time, but we back. OG season, Mr. B dropping. Yo, I spent 40 years in love. First time I heard you, that's when I caught the buzz. Addicted to your swag, it was cool to brag. Talk about yourself.
So each song is strategically placed to describe a certain part of my life in hip hop, from the late 70s to now.
Who knew we'd still be at it? This love is so deep, I'm enthusiastic. When I wake up, you're right there beside me, vibing.
Yeah, that's cool, bro.
Yeah, I like that track.
That's dope. What number is that one?
That's gonna be 14. It's an album for me, you know? This is hip hop from my point of view.
SCR presents OG Season, my story from the beginning. I hope you all enjoy it. The project. This is LA Love. We out.